I have you guys in order with our introductions. I have Mrs. Caitlin, you can actually go first.
Can you guys hear me? Hi, my name is Kaylin Taylor Hawkins, and I would like to be the membership chair. I was membership chair last year. And honestly, being transparent after the tornado, everything did not go how I wanted to. I completely fell off a little bit, but I am excited to be running again. I have a lot of ideas that I feel like we could benefit from, not just from last year, but new ideas. And I'm just excited to be running again and having the opportunity to be on the board with a whole lot of wonderful people that are also running.
Awesome. Next up, I have Mr. Scott, Trey Scott. I'm looking, I don't see him. Is that correct, Barry? I don't want to
I do
over.
not see him either.
Okay.
I will make efforts through the back channels, but
All right.
everybody knew when it was. Just
No worries. All right. Dr. Bird, good evening to you.
Dr. Bird, I
Good
see.
evening.
Yeah.
We're doing introductions.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Anthony Bird, and I am honored to have been nominated and privileged to have accepted the nomination for the position of Vice President of the YPs for our chapter. Having been a part for a number of years, I've observed as a general member. Wanted to give up, wanted to walk away. However, I understand the passion and the mission of this chapter, and that has caused me to draw closer instead of distancing myself or removing myself. And so I look forward to the forum today. I look forward to having an engaging conversation.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Next up, we have Mrs. Sharnice. Barry, you see, you guys, I'm attempted to do multiple things. Let me see. I don't see her. All
Yeah.
right.
I
You
don't see her in
can.
the chat. I will again
Okay.
post another message, but this has been on the books. So
All righty. Mrs. Jones, Jordan Jones, Jordy Jones, I believe.
Hi, my name is Jorday Jones, and I am privileged to be running for president of the STL Urban League YPs. I did run for a couple positions. However, I have decided that I wanted to run for president for more so advocacy and bringing together our young professionals. And I'm excited for this forum and to hear thoughts of the current board and how we can possibly work together to change our organization and our goals.
Thank you so much. Lastly, we have Mrs. Shannon.
Greetings and happy Wednesday, beautiful people. My name is Shannon Johnson. I am currently the vice president of the YPs. I am running for president. I started off as membership chair when I first began being part of the movement, and now I'm vice president. My work definitely speaks for itself. I'm eager and excited to continue to increase engagement and support of overall the chapter. This has been a privilege for me. Definitely a roller coaster, but I've been down for it. So
Thank you all for those introductions. We will now transition into our speeches. Mrs. Kaylin, you can go ahead. You mind kicking us off?
Sorry, my computer isn't acting really well with me tonight. So I moved to my iPad. I just wanted to say this. I just wanted to start off by saying this time around, Me personally, I want to not just show up, I want to be there for everybody. I want to be the person who, when we have a new person, I want them to be able to know that's the membership chair. That's who I want to talk to. She knows everyone. I want to be able to be the filler for the people and the spokesperson for the new people, to be that voice between them and the e-board. So I want to be able to be like, oh, this is Shannon, this is our president, if Shannon is to win. But I want everybody to know each person on our e-board. I want each person to know who we are. I want to be able to say, this is what we have. I want to be able to have a calendar so each new person knows this is what we're going to do. I want to be able to let them know what we're doing, where we're doing it. I want to be able to send reminders out. Like I said earlier, I have a full list of ideas and new ideas. I want to rebuild what we stand for. I want to strengthen a relationship between our members. I want to create programming that makes people say, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm a part of the movement. This is why I am a YP. I am a young professional and this is what I stand for. I want to be able to have people wear our logo and feel proud to be a YP. I want people to know, like, I'm a YP and I'm proud to be a YP. And that's it.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Mr. Trey Scott. Alrighty. I know I seen someone hop on, Barry. That wasn't
It's
him.
Sharnice. Can I go ahead and go? I'm sorry.
No,
It's not your turn yet, man.
not just yet. No. There's an order in which I'll circle back, but just be sure to introduce yourself within your speech as well. Next up, we have Dr. Bird.
Good evening again. I will say that when you understand the movement of the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis, that is attached or an arm of the young professionals. It makes showing up and participating easy. I've been privileged and blessed to engage with a lot of young professionals. And one thing I have come to be very clear in my understanding about the mission of this chapter, we're all young professionals, and it does not mean that we've arrived. It means that we've latched on and linked on to other young professionals that look like us, that act like us, that have experienced things like us, to help upbuild, encourage, and support each other. And so I look forward to an opportunity to further my involvement with this movement where I'm able to help and support other like-minded young professionals as myself and be able to strengthen us, close the back door on the members leaving, separating themselves, and strengthen our membership, grow our membership, and support the leadership, the president's vision for our chapter.
Thank you so much. Press the wrong button. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Mrs. Sharnice.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sharnice. I'm the current community service chair of the Urban League Young Professionals Metropolitan St. Louis. I was nominated for the parliamentarian position. I come with years of experience for parliamentarian. I've been a parliamentarian since high school, so capable of keeping order and being familiarized with the Robert Rules of Order and procedures. And so I'm here. I don't have a long speech prepared, and my apologies for my tardiness. One of the things that I do enjoy with the Urban League Young Professionals um, is is that we give back to the community and being able to engage with young professionals like ourselves. I think that we've all been at one point of the spectrum, whether that's beginning to be a young professional and developing and emerging to something bigger. And so being able to assist, as parliamentary, you don't assist as much, but you allow to keep order so the business can run fluently as much as possible. So that's my goal, is to assist as much as I can, aid in wherever that's needed, and being able to just keep some structure for we can continue to grow and excel.
Thank you so much. Shannon, would you like to go up next? Just on time.
Okay. My throat hurt, yeah. So you might hear me clear my throat a lot. Okay, so over the last 4 years, I've dedicated myself to this chapter with consistency, excellence, and purpose. As I stated, I was membership chair and now vice president. I put in the work, not in theory, but in action, from rebuilding processes and strengthening communication to supporting events, mentoring new members, and showing up when it mattered most. I have served with my whole heart. My work speaks for itself. Professionally, I'm a senior criminal investigator with the Missouri State Public Defender's Office. I advocate for individuals whose voices are often unheard, and I bring the same advocacy, integrity, and compassion into the YPs. Leadership is not about being seen, it's about serving with accountability, collaboration, and vision. If elected president, my goals are very clear, and I strong firmly with the Urban League's mission, which is one team, one dream, one movement. I also look forward to building a pipeline between us and new members. Member retention and engagement is very important for this chat. Feel seen, valued, supported, and excited to be a part of the movement. I wanted to also create a professional development team, which is essential. I want us to connect members with mentors who can help them grow, lead, and confidently take space in this organization in their careers. Strengthening chapter structure and communication. Clear communication, organized leadership, and consistent communication are the foundation of success. I want our leadership team to operate with accountability and excellence. Expanding our impact in the community. YPs is at its best when we show up, and I plan to deepen our partnerships, volunteerism, and civic engagement, staying aligned with the mission of the Urban League. Restoring culture, energy, and pride. At our core, we are a movement. I want to rebuild a culture rooted in unity, professionalism, and purpose. A chapter where members feel proud and say, I am a YP. I believe in this chapter, I believe in our potential, and I believe in what we can build when we move as one. As I say, one team, one dream, one movement. I am ready to lead with integrity, passion, and action, and I will be honored to serve as your next president. Thank you.
Alrighty, next up, Mrs. Jorday. And please correct me if I mispronounce your name. Apologies in advance.
No worries, you got it right. So, good evening. My name is Jorday Jones, and I am running for president of the Young Professionals of St. Louis because our generation deserves a leader who will advocate for our voices, our ideas, and our future. We are the innovators, the builders, the problem solvers, and the change makers of this city. And yet, too often, young professionals are overlooked or underestimated. I'm stepping forward to change that. I'm running because I believe in our power to transform our communities, elevate our careers, and create new pathways for leadership and equity within St. Louis. In my professional career, I work at Mercy as an administrative leader associate. So I work behind the scenes in healthcare to help advocate for our patients that are St. Louis County area clinics as well.
Hey, look at that one. Don't you have a shirt like that?
My apologies. I don't know because everybody was muted initially. Uh, please give her an extra 10 or 20 seconds and we'll start
No,
over.
she can start over.
Or continue however you want to do it.
Yeah.
And I apologize on behalf of.
No problem. I'll continue where I was at. Advocacy is more than speaking up, it's taking action and it's pushing for opportunities that help us grow, partnerships that help us serve in spaces where our talent can thrive. I'm here to champion professional development opportunities, expand our impact, whether that be mentorship with our guild leaders or our executive leadership team, whether that being our affiliate CEO and other VPs, so that we can also get that hierarchy experience and mentorship from our leaders that we see on an everyday basis at the Urban League, as well as to make sure every young professional feels seen, supported, and inspired. And together we can shape the next generation of leadership, and together we can raise the bar here at Urban League Young Professionals of St. Louis.
Thank you all for that, such powerful speeches. We will now transition into our Q&A section. The first question that I have is, let me ensure that I'm following it.
Madam Parliamentarian, just for 2 seconds, if you, as a member, you would like to ask a question, you can, since most of your cameras are off, I would say raise your hand, but you can type it into the chat and we'll relay it through the parliamentarian.
Thank you so much, Mr. Berry. Alrighty, this is a question for everyone, which is what are your what are your 3 top priorities if elected? And anyone can answer this. It's no particular order with this.
I'll go first. I would say my top 3 priorities becoming president would be to strengthen our partnerships within our community as well as our inner organization from our ELT perspective, as well as making sure we have more events where we are active and engaged in our community, whether that be community service initiatives, whether that be happy hour initiatives, so that we're actually getting to know each other and getting to know the other young professional groups in our community, so that we do have a safety net and advocacy net of people and organizations that we can reach out to at all times for collaboration of events from here to come. And I would say that my third intention coming into the presidency would be more collaboration when it comes to membership as well as the board. Too often, there are things that are not transferred and given to each person. So I would feel that more accountability would be needed within our organization.
Madam Parliamentarian, I don't know if you can see the hands, so I'm just helping you out. Caitlin's hand went up first, and Shannon, then Nicholas.
All right. First up, Mrs. Caitlin.
Hi. 3 things I really want to work on is last year, we had a meeting and someone said we need to work on in-house before we can let people into our house. And that really stuck with me because we have to make sure we as a cohesive are together. So really making sure we're able to work together and function as a unit. I really want to work on that first. And then I want to work on bringing in more YPs of my age range. So I'm 25. So bringing in the younger generation to uphold and uplift because a lot of the people older than us are aging out. So being able for us to be able to maybe next time run for president, parliamentarian, the big roles instead of just being our general body members. And then after that, getting us on campuses, getting us at the org fairs at Harris Stowe, Lindenwood, at SLU, WashU, making sure that people know what we are, who we are, and what we stand for, and bringing them in so that the people that have been here for years and years on out can groom us now and can instill in us now while they're still a YP with us. So when they age out, we're able to still keep the legacy going on of what they did.
Thank you for that. Shannon, you're up next.
Okay, so my first thing is, like I stated in my speech, member retention. And it's not about the quantity of members, it's more so the quality. So the goal is to try to retain and keep those members that we had however many years involved. They said at many meetings they want to feel seen, heard, and valued. So the first thing is setting up a mentorship program where I can partner a new member with a seasoned member, and they can be their person that they can go to and talk to about whatever we have going on and things like that. I know I've started that since I've been VP for us with myself, where I'm out here advocating and recruiting people. And one of the things I do is go meet, whether I go out to lunch with them, breakfast, however, I meet with them, I listen to their concerns, I mentor them, and I spend time with them, and I let them decide for us whether they want to be on a committee, if they're ready to be a part of the movement. The second part I wanted to focus on is I wanted to do a legacy for us, putting money to the side where we can give a scholarship to an upcoming young professional, whether it's at any university. I started a partnership between us and Harris Stowe State University. which has been pretty awesome. And they're working on things now to include us in more of the alumni events. My other thing is more PPD events for as focusing on health, women's health. We had a couple people really wanting to focus and talk about fibroids. We haven't done that yet. So I want us to make sure that we do implement that, because there's a lot of young professionals that's experiencing those issues, whether it's them or in their family. And I have a history of that in my family as well. My third thing is continuing to partner with other other community and organizations outside of the Urban League. The affiliate, we have some type of relationship with, the Guild, Federation of Block Union. However, the plan is to actually do a PPD event and we merge all auxiliaries together. So I wanted to make sure we focus on in-house, as like Kaylin said, because it's not about the quality or quantity of members we have, it's the quality. And once we get that and we have people feeling seen and heard and valued, then that may encourage them to go ahead and invite other people. I can't do everything myself. Parliamentarian can't do everything herself. So it's just like, once we get those members where they get to a space where they're comfortable and then they're ready to open up and do things, then we can go ahead and expand.
You was right at time. All right. Barry, I believe there are some questions in the chat. I know one
Yeah, I
that
just want to make sure because we do have, and I know we didn't lay this format all the way out. Every candidate has the right to answer every question, but we also have members that have the right to ask questions. So I think you have to go through and give every candidate a chance. They can decline the answer or just say, I'll pass on this one. But I think you have to go through every candidate first before moving on to the next question, either by yourself or by the members.
all righty. Did Mr. Scott join us before I continue?
I did not see him join.
All righty. Mr. Dr. Bird, would you like to address that question as well?
Sure. My top three priorities will be number one, support the vision by way of presence, transparency, and accountability. This chapter has the potential to be something phenomenal. The Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis is the leading chapter in the Urban League movement. And it is very disheartening that we, the young professionals, the heartbeat of the movement, have not been able to rise to the occasion that we can do. And so I want to make sure that we're able to support the vision through presence, transparency, and accountability. My number two would be to foster healthy relationships internally and externally. In my profession, I've spent 15 years in education, and I'm right at 9.5 years in the government, serving as chief of staff for the Department of Personnel. And so it is a part of my day-to-day job and doing leadership training, fostering healthy relationships outside of the typical HR stuff that I do. And so being a general member, I understand the importance of having a voice, being heard, and making sure that we put our best foot forward. Thirdly, just by creating avenues for advancement for the members and creating ways for us to come together and meet, not just for general body meetings, but have spaces where we're able to foster healthy relationships and meet with each other.
Yeah, I think Sharnice is the only other candidate on.
So I would say for the three, for me, would be able to engage in the most appropriate and respectable way with individuals, being able to keep order, and being able to create a structure where we're able to not have to wing things, but have everything structured, such as a plan of order, schedule, holding individuals accountable, and being able to ensure that people are staying in compliance. One of the leading things to ensure that an organization continues to grow is to have that structure and that foundation. And so that's what I would want to do with the organization. Not saying that we've missed a lot of pieces, but I think there's always room for growth and continuity. So that's my three.
We have a Quilla from our membership has a question she wants to ask.
Hi guys. I don't know if this would be considered a question for the people that are running or not, or it might be a question for you. But with this being a nonprofit organization, which is required to have bylaws, is there anything in the bylaw that states the qualification and requirements for people to run for their positions?
It's very light. It's basically just being a full member. Uh, in other chapters nationwide, there is years of service for different positions. Some have a degree requirement in different positions, but I know you didn't ask me about that. I'm just saying, in St.
Right.
Louis, if you are a qualified full member by the time nominations and voting are announced and you're listed as active and full, even if it's your last month, you're qualified to run. That can be revisited, but that is where we are now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Larry had a question. Larry, you want to just ask your question since you're on camera and on mic?
Yep, I asked two, but I'll just pick one for now. How would you describe your leadership style, and how will you use your experience to build a high performing collaborative culture that's needed in this organization?
Ms. Jones raised her hand, so we can pick her first.
My leadership style is collaborative, transparent.
Barry, 1 second. I don't mean to cut off, but I'm
Yes.
trying not to be frustrated because we need to have some consistency. We either going to go in order as you communicated with parliamentarian or what? Because we can't continue to be all over the place.
Well, no, this is a little bit different. This is for Q&A. There wasn't a particular order for questions and
Well,
answers.
no, he did just say it. If a question is asked, that every candidate will have to answer the question in order, unless I misheard.
I didn't say in order. I said everyone should have the opportunity to ask. I didn't want us to move on to questions and every candidate hadn't been able to answer the last question. I only said Ms. Jones because she hit the uh, raised her hand on the app first. Anybody could have gone at any time, and you're not required to answer any of the questions asked. I'm sorry if that was unclear or if it caused any frustration. It was not our intent. With that, unless the parliamentarian wants to take a different direction, you're running this so you can pivot. But for now, the floor was given to Ms. Jones.
Okay, I'll continue. My leadership style is collaborative, transparent, and impact driven. I believe in leading with intention, listening before acting, and making sure every voice in the room feels valued. I'm the type of leader who sets clear expectations, creates space for creativity, and empowers people to take ownership of their work. Throughout my experience, I've learned that high performance doesn't come from pressure. It comes from purpose, alignment, and trust. And I hope to build that by being accessible, communicating openly, and making sure people understand not just what we're doing, but why it matters.
Anyone else would like to answer that question as well in regards to your leadership style?
I'll go. I would say that my leadership style is a hands-on approach. I try to be consistent, try to be transparent. I like to reciprocate everything accordingly so people are not misled or anything of that nature. So just being able to give clear and precise um, guidelines and expectations and realistic expectations. So I'm the type of person that if I provide you with the information, I'm more than glad to assist you along the way. But my goal is to provide you everything that you need to be able to productively do your role within the executive board. And so as parliamentarian, our job is to maintain order. And so being able to reach out to individuals when they're in the wrong or having to redirect conversations, you have that be able to have that sternness, but also still have that ability to be able to really mold the room as well, so that there's no confusion or escalation. So I think that for me, that's my approach.
The
All
floor,
right.
the floor is open to any other candidate.
I'll piggyback off something I said in my speech. First, I want to create an environment where people feel seen, safe, to contribute. High performance begins with trust. When members know their ideas matter, they show up with passion, creativity, and ownership. The second thing is I do it now. I like to lead with clarity and accountability. I'm really big on accountability, and setting expectations. A lot of times when it came to my committee chairs, I have requirements. And with that, I like to provide consistent communication and making sure leaders have the tools and support they need to succeed. So one of the things that I implement, and me even taking on actions for as when it came to the committees, when they couldn't come up with certain events, I stepped in and I created events for them for a month. I'll take over this month, you take over that month. However, a lot of the events that we did have, it was just based off feedback from general body members and them stating their concerns and their issues. So leading with transparency and communication is very important with me for as with leadership.
Okay. Any remaining candidates?
I will answer. My leadership style is one of leading by example. I happen to be in a position in my professional world where I have to be hands on during certain times or cycles. And then I have to also be able to just give instructions and make sure that things happen according to the process. Being a member of this movement for a few years, I have observed the needs of this movement and understand the potential and where we can go. And so my leadership style and experience is one of versatility, to be able to be hands on, to show up and not just have conversation or show up for photo ops, but show up and actually be present, being able to actually do the work, participate, engage, as well as provide support, information, and resources. So for me, my leadership style is definitely one leading by example.
Any other candidates? Justin, you had a question if you would like to ask it out loud.
I believe it was Mrs. Sierra was next, right?
Actually, Justin's was like 4 minutes before hers, so
Alrighty.
it's in the chat.
Yeah, sure thing. So I think someone already asked the first question about leadership style. So I'll ask the second part of my question. Because we don't currently have a treasurer or secretary that's running at this point in time, how does the leadership plan to ensure that those responsibilities are covered?
I think he directed it to the two presidential candidates. So
Yes, and that was directed towards more of the presidential positions.
Shannon raised her hand first, and then Troy can answer second.
Serving on two ELT these past few years, I've been part of ELTs where we didn't have all seats filled. And my approach has always been all hands on deck. Even now, when I started this term, all seats was filled. However, not all seats are filled currently, but I still take on the all hands on deck approach. So if I have to be the treasurer and the secretary as well, that's fine. That's what comes with it. But I'm pretty sure I'll have a ELT board that's also willing to step in and do whatever we need to make sure things run smoothly and effectively. And we also have an advisor who knows what all we can and cannot do as well, who's always willing to step in. A lot of things I think people take for granted for is like when it comes to team, there's no I in team. So I like to stress the fact that, like I always say, one team, one dream, one movement. We're all part of one team. We all have the same dream, and we're all part of the same movement. So the all hands on deck approach. If people want to step in and do whatever they need to make sure we continue to move effectively and efficiently, then I'm all for it.
Sounds good. Thank you, Shannon.
Kennedy Jones, you have the floor.
Yes, I would encourage members of our organization to join in, find something that you enjoy, find something that you do in your work profession that you could contribute to the board. That is all about becoming a part of the organization and becoming involved. If not, I would definitely be willing to take on the role. I play a majority of hats at my job currently, so that is nothing that I would see would be frightening for me.
Okay. Uh, Next question, Sarah. Sarah, if you're still on, you could ask your question aloud.
Thank you. I'll read the one of them from the chat. I was in the middle of writing down another one, but one of the first questions that I wanted to ask reads, as a person who values transparency and as a new member of the organization, what is one thing you've noticed can use improvement currently, and how will you attempt to change it in your prospective role should you be elected?
I I think I
Who?
saw Shannon first, and then I saw Miss Jones, and so we'll go down, and then just we'll check in with all the candidates.
I would say communication. I know we talked about advocacy and things like that. Transparency is pretty much something that I live by. One of the things that we need to work on is definitely communication, because if there is a connect at the head, then everything under is going to dismantle as well. So if we keep an open communication, be consistent, take accountability, and communicate effectively, then I think we have a great opportunity to make the movement be better than what it is. So with that, and also even with advocacy, because everybody is doing the work. Everybody is part of, we had committees. So everybody is part of the committees. Everybody is a part of the membership committee, because everybody is going to do the work to communicate and bring more people into the movement. So it's just keeping an open line of communication and being transparent. Then that can also encourage others to want to be part of the movement and also build stronger relationships with people.
I think Miss Jones had her hand up second.
I would say programming, because currently the programming to me is not geared towards young professionals necessarily. So that would be my intention, would be to somewhat change our programming to somewhat speak to our demographic, whether that be from data or from our group me, the groups that we have, who and what are our interests, and how can we get more people involved and grow the YP so we can have more mentorship opportunities and more fellowship.
If
Alrighty, thank you so
it's
much.
open to any candidate that would like to answer.
I would say just programming, as Jordy said, but also just being consistent. I think it's so much competition out here. You have to engage with a group that's like minded. And I'm big on quality over quantity. I can have 150 people on the roster, but if I only got same of the 10 working beads, it's not effective for me. So if I'm engaging with individuals that are like-minded, that are trying to be cohesive and do the same things that I'm trying to do in the community, then we can engage. But I feel like there is, at some point, we need to relook and readjust and align, because there are so many other young professional organizations out there that the competition is very, very big now. At one point in time, there was no competition. We were the one and the only, to be honest. So I think trying to just re-engage and see what exactly people like. People are more into socializing, so events for networking opportunities a lot more. But I think a lot of people in the young fields, they're uncertain on exactly what they want to do, or what navigations they want to take. And I think being able to provide some type of easy ways to be able to assess certain things, that we can pull people in. So there's a lot of things that need to be had and discussed in organizations, but also I feel that we have to have members that are willing to participate and um, come to events, and not just come to some events, but come to more events, come to our general body meetings. Because once you come to those meetings, you're able to engage and provide your perspective on how we can change and evolve and mold the organization. But we can't do all things on our own. And so it's nice to have a great, I'm at the end piece of the organization. So I would love to have some new endeavors come through with individuals that are in their 20s that can engage us in multiple ways that we're currently not pursuing. So I think that is one of the things that we need to do. We bring people, when we start having activities and events. If everybody brings 5 people, we can have over 300 people there. So I think it's just being consistent and programming, but also being able to reevaluate where we're at. And so honesty is key. So being able to have engagement for the individuals that are on here, just make sure that you're participating as well, because we need you all. We can't, 5 people just can't be the face of the organization. We want to see you engage, and we want to be able to hear your perspective of things. And so if there are ideas, we want you to bring them forward. So I think once we create something where people can just leave their ideas on the boards, and we can come to them and start building on them, I think we'll be in greater standings.
Floor is open to any other candidates? Sarah, you asked an additional question in the chat. I didn't know if you wanted to ask aloud.
I believe there was one before that one, Barry. If you look, I believe Larry asked a question prior to that.
Larry, did you have additional question? I'm kind of watching the text, but Mr. Davis, did you have an additional question to ask?
I was able to ask my questions.
I thought so.
Oh, both of them in regards to some challenges.
He he said he has, so we're not.
Yeah, I don't have to ask the second question. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to ensure that all voices were being heard as well.
Miss Sierra, did you say you were going to ask your follow-up question?
No disrespect or anything, Barry, but isn't Miss Williams the one that's supposed to be directing this meeting today?
As in always, with the use of the Zoom, I don't know what she can see. That's why I keep trying to keep it moving.
Because
But
it's a lot of bouncing around with like what's going on right now, and it's not flowing like it should.
Sometimes that's how Zoom works.
yeah,
Yeah, I apologize. I did ask him to assist me with just ensuring that he's monitoring the chat. However, I just wanted to ensure that all voices are heard. So forgive all the nuances as well. Mrs. Sierra, you're up next.
Okay, I'll just state my third question and then I'll just be my last question. And also just for So everybody knows my name is pronounced Kiera and not Sierra. I know it looks that way. It's okay. You wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
It's how it's spelled. It's okay. But the third question I wanted to ask is, well, I noticed that in the group me there's 59 members, but at the time when I wrote this question down in my book, there were 17 people participating. And a question was raised earlier about the position vacancies. So I kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? I took that as that there could be some participation difficulties. So I wanted to ask for the candidates necessarily, understanding that life happens for certain individuals, and obviously with the members in this organization, we do all have other commitments. Because I myself is in professional school right now. But what is one way that you would increase member involvement and retention?
That's more of a candidate and membership question, but from a parliamentarian standpoint, I do want to say this: not just leadership for the ELT is responsible for getting people involved and engaged. That is a collective group effort, and so we all have to engage and bring people and represent our organization. So if we're having events, which a lot of people don't do, which we should do more, that the same five people promoting the organization may not get the same bandwidth if we have 53 members and 53 people are sharing it on their Instagrams and their Facebook and their Twitters and TikToks or whatever else they use social media wise. We will get a lot more hits back for individuals like that, but we don't have people engaging enough. And I think, as you said earlier, a lot of people are overextended. So people are trying to be in an organization, and they cannot give their full commitment, and which is fine because I'm a parent. I'm in multiple organizations myself. I work multiple jobs, so I totally get it. But also at the same token, it's like we cannot do everything on our own. We need our members to assist us along the way, even if that's just sharing a post and you can't make it to a general body, because we do have some members that have never even came to a general body member a meeting. So being able to engage is critical. It's a critical aspect for an organization to be able to expand and grow with working active members. As I mentioned, quality over quantity is my biggest thing all day. I'm not about a quality. I don't care if we have 100 people and it looks good on paper. I'd rather see those people out doing work. Coming from community service engagement, I see the same people coming to my events. And yes, I do get more people coming, but I see some of the same people that are coming to my events, that are coming to do community service, that are loving to be engaged, that are wanting to be and represent the YPs in these events. And also they see the impact that we leave on the community when we're engaging. So one of the biggest things is that people have to understand, we understand life gets busy, but communication is key. Communicate that. If you can't make it to an event, say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to be able to make it to the event, but what can I do to assist? I can promote it on my page. That takes 2 seconds. So, we have to think as members, what else can we do to help improve the organization as well?
Erica, we have a question from Justin.
Alrighty, Justin, you are up next.
Yep. Sorry, I was trying to get off mute. So for the current membership chair, as I've been a member of the membership committee during your tenure, what specific steps will you take to improve communication with committee members and officers? And also, what motivates you to serve in this role this year despite the difficulties you faced last term?
Miss Kaylin, that was a question to you. You were on mute if you weren't aware.
Can you guys hear me? My thing has been cutting out. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you.
Can you repeat the question? I'm so sorry. My thing has been cutting out bad.
Yeah, for sure. So For you, since I've been a member of the membership committee during your tenure, what specific steps will you take to improve communication with committee members and officers? And what motivates you to serve in this role this year, despite the difficulties you faced last term?
I what better management I want to have is, like I said earlier, a full layout, a full calendar, and better communication skills. I want to be more start to finish because last year, last year when I joined, Shannon and Dante was kind of like, yep, they're going to be membership chair, and here we go. So having more, being more prepared, and then also with like one of the meetings last year, I had it all planned out, boots on the ground, everything, and then I looked up, it was completely changed. So having more of a communication, being more together, being more involved, not just with membership committee, but also in the e-board, being more present as a member and also being present on the e-board because that plays a role hand in hand. To be present with the e-board, you have to be a present member as well so that people are seeing you show up, people are seeing you be the e-board member that they want to hope to be one time as well, that I would hope to want someone to be membership chair after me. And I want to be membership chair again because there are people like me in my age range from Harrisville. I'm also a member of Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and they see me say I'm a YP and they want to know what the YPs are. So I want to be able to inspire more people to want to join, and I want to be that connection from the YPs to the younger generation.
All right.
Hope
Thank
that answered all your questions.
All righty. So technically, we are right at time. Let me make sure, Barry, you can assist me with this. There isn't any questions that are just lingering, is it? Before I move forward with next steps.
The floor is open. If anyone has a question, feel free to ask, even if you haven't typed it or anything, for free. Not seeing any, Madam Parliamentarian, please continue.
Alrighty. So as promised, we're now shifting to the next steps, which will be I just seen something pop up, Lord. Let me make
They're
sure.
just chatting. It wasn't a question.
Okay, perfect. Next step will look like, just first and foremost, please ensure that we have your correct contact information, primarily your email. Next, well, we are actively meeting to ensure that voting will take place and it will be aligned and fair. So I just wanted to ensure you all, I know some people reached out and was like, hey, can we have a virtual poll? We are trying to actively come together to decide what will be the best next step. I know that was a critical question in which many of you guys reached out to me personally and was asking. So I promise to give information and feedback to you all by next week. That is what we have in regards to next step and what voting will look like as well.
Justin has his hand up if you can't see it.
All righty.
Yes, I actually thought of one final question if there's still time to ask for the panelists. For anyone who was running for the vice president position, like uh, if there's ever a situation where you disagree with whoever the elected president is, how are you going to handle that? Like if you're dealing with a disagreement or anything with the acting president.
Dr. Bird, that would potentially be to you. Ms. Jones, I don't know I know you've spoken that president is your primary, but as of this moment, you're still a candidate for VP. So feel free to chime in as well if you choose. But Dr. Bird, you can answer now if you want.
I'll let Dr. Bird have the floor.
Sure. Thank you, Justin, for the question. I will say, first and foremost, I have met one of the candidates for president. I've been in the same space as the other, but have not actually had an opportunity to meet and engage with her. Um, the other candidate for president, Shannon Johnson. It's no secret that I've known her for many, many years. We went to school together, graduated together. Our children went to school together. We lived as neighbors, side by side. And with all of that in mind, we don't necessarily agree on everything or have the same path to getting things done the same way. But we have enough respect and integrity for each other to make sure that what needs to get done gets done. I am a particular person where I'm not here for clout or to be seen. I'm not here to make a name for myself. I'm grateful to God for the avenues that He has provided for me. And so I don't necessarily have to be in a situation where my voice has to supersede the president. I understand the role of the president is to be the driving force, is to be the visionary, and my role is to support that if elected vice president. So I don't see there being an issue where there is a disagreement that we can't continue to be professional about. And that's my response to my interaction with Shannon. With the other candidate for president, Ms. Jones, that I have not had an opportunity to meet, I still stand by my professional posture and my personal characteristics. I don't necessarily have to agree with everything or the avenues, but when you understand the mission at the end of the day, it helps get the job done. We can articulate, we could bounce back ideas and things like that together. A person may or may not agree, but then at the end of the day, is how do we get the job done that supports the mission of the Urban League? And that will be my driving force if elected as vice president.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mrs. Jones, did you want to answer that question as well?
I would go into any role with integrity and the opportunity and blessing from our Lord Jesus Christ that I am able to pursue a role within the Urban League, whether that be president, vice president. It is not about clout for me. I'm honored to be where I am in life at my age. So that is God's grace. So anything that I do is volunteer, advocacy, and activism.
All right. Thank you.
All righty. I thank you all again. We are at time, and I thank you all for your commitment and engagement this evening. Again, be sure to look and be actively monitoring our group me for further next steps, and best wishes to all of the candidates.